Good morning. My name is Shay McClellan, and this will be my Module 1, Leadership Impact. This is a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Shay McClellan, and um, I am me. I love my job. I love my family. I love playing, and I love just living life. This is my dog Archie. He is trained to be a therapy dog. He goes to work with me every day. He definitely loves going to school, and the kids love him. They don't see me in the hallways, but they definitely see him. Everybody loves Archie. Excuse me. These are my 4 kids here. Sorry, I try to get this out of the way. Here, 2 of my adopted as teenagers, and the youngest 2 I adopted as babies. My youngest one on the left, he will be a senior this year, so they are my everything. A little bit about me here. I started my career as a social worker, earning my bachelor's and master's from Washburn. Then went on to get my clinical. I worked in child welfare as an adoption supervisor for private sector through the foster care system for 10 years. Then I came to Junction City Middle School, working 6 years as a school social worker. I went on to get my master's in school counseling because I wanted to expand the students that I worked with. I want to work with all students. Since then, I've been a school counselor here at Junction City Middle School for the last 9 years. I'm still going. Now I'm working on getting my administration degree through Fort Hays State, just to see what opportunities I have and where that might take me. I have no inkling to leave my current position because I love it, but just if the opportunity were to arise. So let's see what the research tells us. What the research tells us about school principals is that they play a significant role in developing, organizing, implementing, and evaluating a school curriculum to meet the needs of the students. Principals are responsible for being instructional leaders and accountable for academic success. Effective principals hire and develop teachers and create positive conditions for sound learning. Principals must develop an overall climate of trust and impact the success of learning. Principals focus on the growth of teachers, building opportunities for teacher collaboration. So, although principals aren't in a classroom, they are the ones behind, in the background, developing the teachers, developing the conditions, the culture to make the positive impact and the success of the students in the learning environment. What's the research tell us about the curriculum? Effective curriculum provides stakeholders with a measurable plan and structure to provide quality education. The curriculum should start with high expectations. It should be rigorous and aligned to high standards and allow for engaging and empowering teachers to educate the students. Technology can be used to improve the technology through scaling up the quality of instructions, facilitate differentiated instructions, and expand opportunities to practice through engaging videos and games. So the technology keeps the kids engaged. What does research tell us about the non-academic activities? Investing in social-emotional learning addresses the needs of the students that are left behind. These are the students that have the needs that can't just be met through academics. Schools are placing a focus on social-emotional learning or character education to focus on the whole child, including the emotional intelligence. Some schools place emphasis on parent engagement and home visits to build positive rapport and better understand family dynamics and family needs. This is where my heart lies. Understanding the child, the whys behind the behavior, understanding what it is that's really going on with the student when they're acting out, when they're not understanding, what's the why. So what's happening in my district in USD 475? So academic activities that we're doing, MTSS time. This is tier time that we're working to close the gaps in math and reading. FastBridge is a math program with differentiated instruction. iReady is a reading program. Sadler is another reading program that we're using with students that are behind in reading. Wonders is a program that we're using in 6th grade and elementary. StudySync is a reading program we're using at the 7th and 8th grade level. Eureka is a middle school math program we're using. Essential Questions is an informal assessment we're using to assess current topics. DBQ is a writing response to current topics to assess the understanding. And then short cycle assessments to, again, assess the current topics that we're doing. So how does the administrator support these academic strategies or activities that we're doing? Through content meetings that are educating, discussing, implementing the curriculum, professional development on different curriculum. Administration attends our team meetings weekly to support the teachers. Classroom observations provide feedback to the teachers. Developing a schedule to allow implementation of the curriculum. Working to develop a positive culture and advocating for teachers at the district level. What are my thoughts on the academic activity? They're good for differentiating instructions. They provide a roadmap for the teachers. They establish goals for students. Can turn their learning objectives into games and activities to keep the students' attention. The concepts align with the state standards. It does take some of the teachers' freedom away from them and from teaching. This is the only downfall that I do truly see. So, further feedback on the academic activities. What would I do differently? I believe that I would monitor the usage, progress, and outcome a little more closely to ensure that the programs are being used effectively. Sometimes they're not being used in the way that they should be by all teachers, and so I think just a little monitoring this more closely, maybe a little more pre-planning would help this. What do the stakeholders think? I'm not sure that all the stakeholders realize the amount of activities that we do use. When you talk with parents, I do a lot of talking with parents. They still view school as how it was when they went. They don't realize the changes. I don't think that they understand how it is. They still talk about homework, and we just don't have a lot of homework in this day and age because of technology. And so that's something that I work a lot with parents on, trying to get them to understand. So I don't really think that parents understand what school looks like today in today's world. How do activities increase equitable access for high quality learning? The programs provide differentiated instructions, allowing students to work at their level and their pace. This allows all students to utilize the programs and achieve success for their learning opportunities. So non-academic activities that are going on in the district. Second step, that's our SEL curriculum. Zello is a career exploration program that we use. Leadership groups to develop leadership skills in our students. Family nights for family activities to engage families in the school. Brain breaks, these are movement activities for students. Field days are outdoor activities for students. Parent support groups to develop leadership opportunities for parents to help in the school and get them active in the school. Incentive days are fun activities planned for students based on grades and behavior. Award nights is recognition for students that show success in academics. And pride, this is our behavior or our champs, our way of our way of life here at school, and students that show improvement, and then clubs, so opportunities for students to have social interactions in non-academic settings here at school. So how does our administration support this? Through professional development on the curriculum, approve and help to organize special days such as the field days and incentive days, etc. Approve and provide oversight for leadership groups and clubs. Administrators attend weekly team meetings to discuss any issues with non-academic activities, working to build a positive culture, develop a schedule that allows for non-academic activities, and advocate for teachers at the district level. My thoughts, I believe, like I said, this is my heart right here is the non-academics and the getting the social and emotional piece, making sure those needs are met for the students. So these are activities that are very important to me and need to be incorporated into the educational day. Educators need to be, I think, more trained. There needs to be more training on these activities. Educators need to be given more time in the day to focus on these activities. I think the push on academics, especially reading and math, are so strong. There's not a lot of time for building those relationships and addressing the emotional needs of the students throughout the day. And then these activities that need to help build relationships, and that the key to a successful working relationship is the relationship building piece. I believe that what I would do different is I would advocate for more social emotional activities and supports in school. The need is significant in our school, and that we lack enough support and resources for our students. I believe that the stakeholders don't understand the social emotional curriculum well enough to effectively implement it to its full potential. I believe that the students and families enjoy the other non-academic activities. I'm not sure the teachers always enjoy them as the change in academic time impacts their teaching and lesson plans. Like I said, there's such a push for the reading and math that the academic interruption, it's definitely puts a strain on the teachers. What do I see my principal do or not do? I see my principal being overwhelmed and busy, doing a lot of last minute planning for activities, which sometimes makes them not as productive as it could be. I think if we did a little more prior planning, it could be more successful, more meaningful. How do these activities increase equitability across learning? Only a couple of these activities are done on a computer. Zello and Second Step have some parts that are on the computer. I'm not sure that these are differentiated on the computer like the academic pieces are. What are some barriers, non-academic activities, the mental health of students and families, resources available to students and families, home barriers such as abuse and neglect, lack of services or lack of diagnosis and treatment, student behaviors, lack of support from home. There's lots going on in these kids' lives today, and we just don't always have the resources or the ability to address them. Which activities need further development? I think our MTSS time, this is something we're just adding to our schedule, directly into our schedule this year. So it's going to need a little bit of work as we get the year going to implement it, and then short cycle assessments. When do we do these? How often? What subjects do we use them for? Lots of questions we need to consider. Non-academic, the leadership group. This group can be used in so many ways. We need a curriculum to use the roadmap to help build the leadership skills and focus on specific leadership skills. And then incentive days needs to give teachers more involvement and input to increase their ownership over these days. Some new activities that we could implement. Brainseed, this is a reading program. There's Odyssey. There's several different academic programs out there that different schools use that we could implement. As far as non-academic activities, home visits, I think this is an excellent way to build relationships and understand families. Peer counseling program, this is definitely something I'm working to implement within our school. This would help help students learn observation, listening, and communication skills, as well as build basic training and conflict resolution. These are skills that students don't have these days with the technology, and things that they can learn, skills that they can definitely learn and will benefit them throughout life. Relevancy statement. The research provides me with a better understanding of the difference between academic and non-academic activities and the role that administrators play in the success of each of these programs. This assignment has helped me to increase my knowledge of the role and responsibilities that administrators have with the academics. Technology has a significant impact on education now. Helps to differentiate instructions and allow students to work at their pace on the same goals. The academic curriculum we use is technology rich. The non-academic curriculum is not technology rich. I believe we will continue to move towards this in the future, where technology will be even more encompassing the further we go into the future. Personal reflection. I believe as I start my career as an administrator, I will talk with the experts. I will talk with the educators that have been in the building, talk with the parents, and talk with the students. I want to know what is working and what is a challenge. Then I will do observations to see and understand for myself. From there, I can better understand what is working and what needs to be developed and what needs to be implemented. Before I start a position and jump into something, I definitely want to know from the people that have been there what's working and what's not, and then decide from there, build those relationships, and then decide from there where we need to move forward to build up a positive culture. That's the end of my presentation. Here is my references. And thank you for your time and listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a great day.